Hola, today's lesson is on direct object pronouns, or en español se dicen los complementos directos. The learning objectives are that you will be able to define a direct object pronoun and state when and why we use them, state what they are in Spanish, and use them in sentences and in the correct location in the sentence in Spanish. En inglés, ¿qué es el direct object? The direct object is the person or thing that receives the action of the verb. So, for example, I sent you a novel. The direct object in that sentence is novel. She took Peter home. The direct object is Peter. The direct object will answer the questions what or who when you look back at the sentence. So, for example, I sent you a novel. What did I send you? A novel. She took Peter home. Who'd she take home? Peter. So, you'll hear me do that a lot. That's how I recognize, personally, that's how I recognize what the direct object in the sentence is. And then we're able to replace those direct objects with a pronoun. So, en inglés, ¿qué son the direct object pronouns? In English, the direct object pronouns are me, you, him, her, or it, and then us, you, or them. And ¿por qué se usan? Why do we use them? Well, we use them to avoid repeating nouns that have already been mentioned. I sent you the novel. You never read it. So, going back to what did I send you? The novel. We're going to replace the novel with the direct object pronoun, it. You never read it. So it makes it a little bit more simplified than saying, I sent you the novel, you never read the novel, did you like the novel? It just avoids repetition, and that is naturally how we use our language. So, of course, that's naturally how Spanish is used. I saw 2 movies. My friend already saw them. What did I see? 2 movies. So replace the 2 movies with the direct object pronoun them. I like Lori. Who do I like? Lori. I asked her out. Who did I ask out? Her. So instead of saying I asked Lori out, we'd say I asked her out. So that's how we use them in English. Hopefully you are kind of getting the gist of this. And we can go on to look at them in Spanish. Oh, no, we have some more English examples. So you have to recognize what the noun is and then the direct object pronoun. Again, they answer who or what. So I saw that film and enjoyed it. What did I see? That film. So, do you like these flowers? Like what? These flowers. I bought them. So, ¿es lo mismo en español? Is it the same? So, the direct object pronouns in Spanish used very much the same. They will definitely answer the question who or what in the sentence, and in the next sentence or phrase, we replace them with a pronoun, but they have to agree in gender and number, and that's something we've heard many a times before in studying Spanish. So if the direct object, the who or what of the sentence is masculine, the pronoun we use is lo. If it's masculine and plural, we use los. If it's feminine, we use la. And if it's feminine and plural, we use las. Here are some examples. I saw that film and enjoyed it. Yo vi esa película. Película is feminine and singular. Y la disfruté and enjoyed it. Do you like these flowers? I bought them. ¿Te gustan estas flores? Flores being the answer to what? What do you like? These flowers. Flowers is feminine and plural. So yo las compré. So in Spanish, the pronombres, the direct object pronouns, when it is an it, you can use lo or la, los or las. Any of those can mean it or them. And when it's a person, you use the me, te, lo or la, nos, os, las, or los. So you may have noticed when I was going through those examples that the direct objects sometimes can show up before the verb. So, ¿quién pone la mesa? Who sets the table? Who sets the what? The table. So la mesa is feminine and singular. So we're going to replace it with la. And then to mention la mesa in the next sentence with a direct object pronoun, mi hermana la pone. So my sister sets it, but the it actually comes before the pone, before the verb. This is one place that a direct object pronoun it's one place you can find the direct object pronoun in a Spanish sentence. It can come before the conjugated verb. Mi hermana la pone. If there are two verbs, however, we know that we conjugate the first one, but we do not conjugate the second one because you never, ever, ever conjugate two verbs in Spanish in a row. If there's two verbs in a sentence, the first one's conjugated, the second one is not, the direct object pronoun can be tacked right onto the end of the second unconjugated verb. So, ¿quién quiere poner la mesa? We're still talking about la mesa, so we're still going to replace it with la. You can say mi hermano la quiere poner, wants to set it, or you can say mi hermano quiere ponerla. I thought that example was there, but it wasn't. Necesito encontrar el lápiz. Necesito encontrar ¿qué? What do you need to find? El lápiz. So that's the direct object. The pronoun that we would use is lo, because el lápiz is singular and masculine. And where is it going to go in the sentence? Well, we can put it before the conjugated verb, lo necesito encontrar, or we can put it right tacked on to the end of the second unconjugated verb, necesito encontrarlo. Let's look at another one. Necesito encontrar las plumas. ¿Qué necesito encontrar? What do I need to find? Las plumas. So the direct object is las plumas, which is feminine and plural. So the pronoun that we would use is las, and the two places we could put it in the sentence is before the conjugated verb, las necesito encontrar, or tacked onto the second unconjugated verb, necesito encontrarlas. These two sentences mean exactly the same thing, and both are equally common and correct to say. So it's just a personal preference. Time to check yourself. Can you define a direct object pronoun and state when and why to use them? So remember what they answer. Can you name the direct object pronouns in Spanish? And can you use the direct objects in the correct location in Spanish sentences? There's two locations that are correct. Direct object pronouns traditionally throw people off at first if they've never really looked at them before, and sometimes can be a little bit overwhelming. So I suggest that if you want a little bit more instruction on direct object pronouns, there are some really, really great YouTube videos. If you go to YouTube and just do a search for Spanish lesson, direct object pronouns, you'll find an abundance of really, really helpful videos. This is the way that I learn and explain and describe and teach direct object pronouns, but that doesn't mean that it's the best way for you to learn them. So I always suggest for my students to go and see what other resources there are out there. So hopefully you feel pretty confident about them, and if not, always send me an email or whatever you need.